When people don't identify or discover their destiny on earth, they can easily stumble into it and stumble out of it. Greetings to you, my dear listener. I'm Emmanuel. We'll be looking at the topic define appointment, responsibility, and accountability. In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, 1, verse 4 and 5, it says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart and made you as a prophet and appointed you as a prophet to the nations." I want to establish here that there are three stages of human existence. The first stage of human existence is the stage where we stayed without a body, a spirit without a body before God Almighty. God knows each of us before we came to the earth realm. That is the first stage. The second stage is a stage where we are on earth, spirit and body. And the third stage is the stage where we have left our body. Death takes place at this final stage. Every one of us was ordained by God. Every one of us was sent here on earth for a particular purpose. And each one of us is expected to fulfill what God has sent us to fulfill on earth. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. This is a point where God entrusts into our hands what we are coming to fulfill on earth. At the point where we have been given birth to and we come to the earth realm, it is expected of us to fulfill what God has appointed us to do at the time of appointment. It is very, very vital that we become aware that we have a divine responsibility to fulfill here on earth. And so then, when we come on earth, as we are existing on earth, we should live conscious of that responsibility. Because at the end of life on earth, we will surely give account of our responsibility on earth. I want to put it to you that you can shift your responsibility to another person, but you cannot shift your accountability, because when something is entrusted into your hands, whether you fulfill it or not, whether you accomplish that or not, the person that entrusted that responsibility into your hands will still come and ask you, how far have you gotten with this? Did you fulfill our obligation to you? Whether you did it or not, you will give account of how everything went through. So many of us today in the race of life do not actually take this so seriously. So many of us in the ocean of life are not conscious of our responsibility that we have been sent to fulfill on earth. There is a part that is right, and there is a part that is for the public. There is a part that is right for everybody, and there is a part that is right for a person. We should be conscious to know a part that is meant for everyone and the part that is separate for us to tread upon. There is something very unique about God's appointment. Something very unique about God's appointment is that it can be changed. It can only be discovered. And that is why when people don't discover what God has called them to do on earth, they may likely do the responsibilities of others and leaving their own responsibility. And at the time of accountability, they won't be able to give account of what God entrusted in them. We exist a spirit, soul, and body. Our body is where our spirit and soul dwells to fulfill these responsibilities. And there are ways one can leave the body. One can leave the body when one has actually fulfilled the responsibility assigned by God. And one can be forced to exit the body. It is placed before you to choose the pattern or the way you can live your body today. You have the choice because Apostle Paul says, I have finished the race, I've finished my course, and I kept the faith. It is still left for you to give the same testimony about your life. I want you to be more conscious as you live your life and know that there is a responsibility in which God has en- of which God has entrusted it into your hands to fulfill as you journey in life. In the place of destiny fulfillment, you don't shift your responsibility to others. One might be called to do a particular thing and they may give excuses why they could not do it. So many persons were called to fulfill their mandate in the business field and they find themselves pursuing a degree in another field. And I want to tell you that when you are in a wrong direction, speed is not an advantage. When you are sent to go to the north and you are at south, the speed you are running is not an advantage. It is a great disadvantage. So we have to be conscious and live right in our right place of destiny fulfillment. One may ask, how can I discover my destiny? Discovering your destiny is between you and your God because God is the one that gives destiny. And for you to discover your destiny, it means that you must be in close union and communication with God. And by discernment and finding yourself in things that you can easily do, you will chip in into what God has for your life. I want to remind you that you are appointed by God, you have been given responsibility by God, and a time for account is coming. The time for accountability is life after here. And the scripture says that there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but end thereof leads to death and destruction. So when you find a way that is right unto you, that is not right unto God, it means that you are not in the place that God has called you to be. And the end is destruction because once you are unable to give a right accountability of what was entrusted into your hands, you will not get the crown. You will not get the price or gift for the race. So many are called to do many things. So many are called in the business field. So many were called in the ministration field. So many were called in vast areas of life, and they are not there today. I want to tell you, be conscious today. Work towards fulfilling your responsibility on earth before you depart your body. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, and bye for now.